Hello, so in today's video, we're going to look at what an arithmetic sequence is. So what is an arithmetic sequence? It's exactly the same as a linear sequence, actually. So an arithmetic sequence is exactly the same as linear sequences. So linear and arithmetic sequences are exactly the same. It's just two different terms, the same type of sequence. So here are some examples. The first one, 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. The key thing with the linear or arithmetic sequence is that to go from one term to the next term, you add the same difference every time. So with this one here, you're adding the number 3. And this number is called the common difference. We call this number here the common difference that we add to it. And we'll be using that term later on in the video. So this is the common difference. Likewise with this one, we've got a common difference here of -4. So each time we're adding -4 to get to our next term. So again, this must be an arithmetic sequence or a linear sequence. With this one, we're adding 10. So adding 10, adding 10, adding 10, and adding 10 each time to get our next number in the sequence. So that's what an arithmetic sequence is. We also looked when we did the linear sequences video, we looked at the iterative formula for a linear sequence. So obviously the iterative formula for an arithmetic sequence is exactly the same. So it's this formula here. So an plus 1, the next number in the sequence is the previous number plus d, where d is this common difference. And the first term in the sequence, I call this a0 in this case, your first term is going to be a, and it's just convention to use a, the letter a, as the first term of an arithmetic sequence. So the convention is to use a as your first term and the letter d as the common difference. That's your iterative formula. How about the nth term for a linear sequence or an arithmetic sequence? So as you know, when we've got linear sequences, the nth term is a number times by n plus another number or take away another number. So if we call a the first term, so we looked at this before in the linear sequences class. So when a is the first term and when d is the common difference, then that means the nth term is going to be d times n. So if we think about it, the nth term of this sequence back here, let's just pick this first one here. So the nth term would be the difference 3, the common difference 3. And then to get the number next to it, we say, what do we have to do to the number 3 to get to our first term? Oh, we take away 2. So we take away 2. So and that's because 3 take away 2 equals 1. So the difference there, take away off number 2, gets us the first term in the sequence. So yeah, that would be the nth term for that one. Likewise, with this one down here, the nth term is going to be 4n, and then plus 12, because to go from -4 up to our first term, we have to add 12. So that's why there's a 12 there. And with this one down here, the nth term would be 10n, and then minus 7.5, because to go from 10 to 2.5, our first term, we've got to take away 7.5. So if we're just generalizing this with d's and a's, so d the common difference and a the first term, the nth term is going to be dn, so the common difference, and then we're going to add a take away d. So the difference between a the first term, so 1, so in this case 1 take away the difference 3, 1 take away 3 gives us 2, so that's a take away d there. So let's just make this clear that this number there is our d, and this number here is our a take away d. This number 4 here, again, this is our difference. The difference in this sequence is -4, and this number here is the a take away the d. So the first term, 8 take away -4 gives us a 12, and again here this is the difference, and this is the a take away d there. First term, 2.5 take away the difference 10 gives you -7.5, so the a take away d. So that's where this formula comes from. So the nth term is dn plus a minus d. And we can actually just factorize out a d. So what we can say is that this is equal to a. So I'm just going to move the a to the front, and then I'm going to write it like this instead. So plus dn minus d. And then when I factorize this, the two terms here, if we take the d outside, we get a plus d times n minus 1. So the nth term for an arithmetic sequence or a linear sequence is the first term plus the difference times n minus 1. That's always going to be the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. See, I've just written it again over here. I've just swapped the order actually around of the n minus 1 and the d, but it's exactly the same as we got there. So yeah, so a plus n minus 1 times d is the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, and the iterative formula for an arithmetic sequence is an plus 1 equals the previous, so the next number in the sequence is equal to the previous number in the sequence plus a difference, and your first term we call the letter a. We always call that the letter a there. So first term is letter a, and d is what we call the common difference that we add each time to get the next number in the sequence. So that's just a brief summary of linear and arithmetic sequences and how we can get the nth term and the iterative formula for them.